What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at game number 1 of Omega versus TNC. So why am I analyzing this game? So this is the game where TNC specifically picked Selena and Novaria, and then with a utility jungle. Alright, so I have been seeing this a couple times in scrims, and instead of Baksha, it could be like a Fredrin. So anything like utility, it could also be a Bratz, but I think Baksha and Fredrin are like the best fit, right? Baksha and Fredrin are the best fit. But anyways, let's look at the draft here. This game number 1, Imba DJ banned the Matilda. They also banned the Joy. So they're definitely setting up for this, and it seems like it's already planned, like ahead of time. Because Matilda is really good against sustain, right, and poke, so they want to ban it out like right away. They also banned the Suyu, so they don't have any plans on first picking the Suyu. They're banning all the assassins, so that the Selena or the Novaria doesn't have a hard time. Like the only hard assassin that's kind of hard to go against right now is Hayabusa, since these guys banned the Fanny. So they also banned the Sushin, Phobius, and Fanny for Omega, and they could first pick Harith here. But they didn't. They instead first picked Selena. So in my opinion, Omega should first pick Harith, in my opinion, since it's really good against that type of composition where they lack a crowd control, right? Novaria doesn't have crowd control, only Selena has crowd control. Bakshi has a little bit with the first skill, but if you combo it with Selena, the crowd control chain is really good. But instead, they pick Granger and Badang instead. Alright, so there's still a Hayabusa, but they picked a Baksha. So they're setting up for it already. They know right away. So they picked the CC so that the Baksha doesn't get melted, okay? So it's already set up right away for TNC, and it seems like it's already planned, because if you draft like this, especially with Hayabusa open, and knowing Zaida is also an assassin player, right? It's already planned. Like, this is something that they've been practicing for sure. Like, they are not gonna draft like this without having practiced it or without having planned it. And I'm sure they're the one that won the coin toss and ended up picking the sides that they're gonna play on. These guys pick Hayabusa, so Hayabusa is actually a good pick against Novaria and Selena. But the problem is Baksha's tanky as hell. All right, that's a problem with this. All right. Baksha's tanky as hell, so they don't really have anybody to poke the Baksha. They need to find something to poke the Baksha. Maybe like heroes like Farsa. They need a Farsa. Who else can they poke Baksha with? Lilia. Lilia could be insane here. Eve. Lilia, Eve, Farsa. And they did not even ban that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Farsa would be the best though. Farsa Granger, if you guys have been watching my previous videos, Farsa Granger has been going off lately. They banned the Khalid, alright, they banned the Khalid, which is good. I guess it's to not counter, or to have CC have better laning phase, I guess. What else could they do? They could also go like, if they last picked the XP and they saw the Novaria here, they could also go like Xborg XP, but I don't know if they play Xborg XP, so they should pick the mage here first. Like, they should go Farsa, or who else? Lilia, Farsa, Lilia, anybody that has slow, Eve, Farsa, Lilia, Eve. Those are the 3 best picks in my opinion for Omega. So they have poke at least, because Hayabusa is not gonna be able to front unless he visits XP lane first. Like for this, oh my god, that is so bad. Why? Why Vexana? Why? How are you gonna melt Baksha with Vexana? I don't see it. I mean, you're gonna be able to crowd control the Baksha, but you're not gonna be able to melt him. He's so tinky. He's way too tinky. Yeah, this is where they kind of messed up, I would say. I mean, the Hayabusa pick is fine. The Granger pick is fine. The Badang pick is fine too. Like, this is where I'm not a big fan of the Vexana pick here. Definitely could have been better here. Farsa, Eve, Lilia, so many good mages that could that literally destroys Baksha. There's no more Matilda to save him. They could even pick Glue here if they wanted to. They pick Arlot. What? Glue, but Glue gets destroyed by CC, I guess. So that's why they didn't want to pick Glue. But let's see, who could have they picked in the XP lane? Again, CC? I guess maybe that's why they picked the CC, so they cannot pick Glue. But like, the mage pick was so bad. Like, even Edith could be better here. Or Chu XP could have been better here. Or put the Badang and XP and then go like hard tank. Like, go hard tank like freaking Minotaur. Minotaur could even work here. Yeah, Minotaur has a little bit of sustain with the second skill, so he could sustain the poke. So I don't know why they have freaking Arlott. What's Arlott gonna do here? I mean, I guess nobody stops him in terms of crowd control, but like I don't think he's gonna be able to kill the. They have nobody to kill the Baksha, kinda. I wanted to see more of a poke composition from these guys. Edith could have gone wild. I think Edith would have been really good. Yeah, Edith would have been really good for XP. Because they don't have Valentina here. Anyways, yeah, we're done with draft. Let's put my camera right here. Looks like a normal start so far. Both the mages are kind of speeding up the process for Baksha. Baksha is already a fast farmer, as we know before, for a utility jungler. And for me, in my opinion, this Hayabusa should be visiting the XP lane. He needs to enable that Arlott, because he's going to be the key to their team fight, right? As soon as he gets level 4, he's going to be the key to the team fight. This thing might get... Ooh, it almost got stolen. Damn, he retreated way too quick. Shadow. Okay, you're good. Right, they're going to go for this XP lane. Lord JM might be getting poked right here. It's fine. And by the way, Arlott technically loses against CC in laning, but in terms of team fight, Arlott wins. And I guess they pick Arlott just because of comfort, because I know Lewis is he's like he's a good Arlott apparently. So I guess it's just comfort at this point. It's not really like counter. But anyways, we see Selena here giving vision. Vexana knows where Selena is. And I think for me, this is the problem with Omega. The problem with them is they don't have any setup. And they're kind of just... How did they get that? I can't even believe they got that. Seriously, it was just a 50-50 retry that they didn't set up for. But it's the problem that I see for Omega. Like, for the previous games that they played, they don't have any setup. Like, Hayabusa is farming... Andori in general is farming way too much. He should be focusing on enabling his teammate first before going into his farm. Because as soon as you're level 4, you don't really have a next power spike yet, unless you get an item. Right? In my opinion, he should be helping like this Arlott get into the turtle fight. So they at least have a chance at beating their team composition in the turtle fight. Because Hayabusa is really good against CC. He only has Vengeance. So as long as he forces a Vengeance... or gets him very low, they should be ahead of the turtle fight. It's a 3v4. But in this case, there was no setup. He went for the blue, and then he ended up getting a steal on the turtle, which is... It's good, but like, against other teams, you might not be able to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not always going to win the retry battle. So you're going to go for a higher probability of success, which is help enable your teammates first, and then you go to the turtle with your teammates. And then... if the enemy is holding the turtle, just focus hero. Like, losing the first turtle is not even that bad. As long as you guys have a trade. So I think that's what they don't have that kind of mentality, I think. They're kind of playing selfishly, I would say. More selfishly than the other teams. It's starting to look like a more of an RG type of gameplay, in my opinion. Whereas the other teams that are on top right now are playing more as a team and setting up each other, as you can see, right? Both the mages were helping out this Baksha, kind of poke down, or farm, so he could kind of get level 4 faster and invade the lizard a lot quicker. We see Selena and Novaria poking here. The Badang, right? Badang was the only one there. But let's see here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to play Badang here. He needs to dodge a lot of crowd control. So they're slowing this down. They're pushing bot lane first. And this is where Baksha gets focused. So this is a really good focus on Omega's side. They were kind of too slow. They were still clearing bot for Lord JM. I'm not really sure why they had to do that. Because Baksha was already holding the turtle. In my opinion, Baksha should have reset. And then went away for like a couple of seconds. He should have just fully reset and then waited for CC and who was it? Novaria to clear bot first and then go back into the team fight. But in that case, he held the turtle for like a very long time, knowing that CC and Novaria were gonna push the bot lane. And as soon as Omega saw that, they went for an engagement. So in terms of team fight, Omega is supposed to win like really, really hard. Early game. Since Selena and Novaria are a poke type, they don't have any items yet, right? Early. But in the late game, as soon as they get their item, and then the Yahweh has, what's it called? The blue boot for roaming. Dire hit. There you go. Dire hit. It's gonna hurt. Like, 1 second skill from Novaria and one trap from Selena could kill someone. Squishy. So, yeah, it's kind of annoying. That's what's so strong about Selena roam. The dire hit. But anyways, we see Kozin here. Seems like a 50. I mean, he's supposed to win laning in terms of matchup. Okay, nice stun. The guy's dead maybe? Yeah, he's dead. And Hayabusa is supposed to be more effective here. Why? Because if... Hayabusa is such a good pick here, actually. Because if Baksha is holding the turtle, that means that they don't have any other front line other than Baksha. Meaning that Selena would be alone and Novaria would be alone somewhere. So he needs to find them, right? He needs to poke them or find them. Instead of farming or instead of doing a 50-50 retry just like he's doing right here. Yeah, because Baksha is the one that's going to be holding the turtle unless in the late game, CC holds the Lord. CC could hold the Lord late game. So he's going to act like the marksman in the later stages of the game. And then Baksha is going to be the one zoning out. That's what I'm expecting from this team composition from TNC. In my opinion, there's still a little bit of polishing with the way TNC is executing this draft. But it is a hard draft. Like, they're lucky. They are super lucky that Ukir went Vexana and not like Eve Lilia. Yeah, they're actually pretty lucky. I'm not even gonna lie, because this Baksha would have had a really hard time against an Eve. Who else? And they are quite lucky that it's only an R lot. Actually, if Baksha first kills the R lot, he's not gonna be able to sustain it. Here, this is what I was looking for earlier. Poke down the CC and then force him to vengeance or get him low. Why was Kozan there? What the heck? Yeah, I don't know why he was there. I don't even know how he got caught. And I think he's supposed to have Purify, no? There's a Badang, Vexana, and Arlot. And you're not taking Purify. And there's also a Hayabusa, which you could Purify the Shadow. You have Sprint. Right? You have Sprint. How are you going to survive Badang? I mean, Badang, I guess you cannot survive no matter what you do since you're going to get locked in there, even if you Purify. But for Vexana, how are you going to survive Vexana as soon as you get first skilled? Okay, this is what's wrong about Arlot. See, you just first kill, and then you have anti-heal on Arlot, and he's not going to be able to sustain as much. So that's why I didn't like the Arlot pick as well. He's just gonna get poked. He's gonna get poked down. So I think what they wanted the Arlot here is to swipe the Baksha and then poke him down. But then if that was their plan from the beginning for Omega, they could have just taken someone that has higher burst, like a freaking Farsa, instead of Vexana. I mean, sure, Vexana has crowd control, but then it doesn't have as much burst against a Baksha. As soon as Baksha gets like Athena's or Radiant, you're kind of screwed. But for Farsa, even if you build like Athena Radiant, you're gonna get Baksha super low, even if he ults. So Baksha has Antique. Antique Harass. Vexana's the one that's gonna kill you early. What the heck? Wait up, go back. Yeah, Vexana is the follow-up early. Hayabusa's not even gonna try to ult you. Hayabusa's gonna ult the Selena, Novaria, and CC. I don't know if it's bugged, but Anti-Crass first build is not good. There you go. The first kill combo stun. in my opinion, what's happening here is Yahweh is getting a lot of stuns, a lot of stuns, and that's why Omega's getting destroyed. But in this case, Lord JM is not supposed to be the one holding. I mean, Lord JM is not supposed to be the one zoning. It's supposed to be Baksha zoning, and then Lord JM, the one holding the Lord. They could execute this a lot better for TNC. Just my opinion. Because Lord JM has sustain with CC, with War Axe, right? But Baksha doesn't, since he doesn't have Sky Guardian yet. That's why you see him having trouble getting the Lord. Like, he was super low, as you can see. Hayabusa is not gonna ulti the Baksha, because if Hayabusa ultis the Baksha, Baksha's gonna ulti, and then he's gonna be too tanky, right? So it's useless. And plus, he built anti-Cuirass, so what's the anti-Cuirass for? Right? So it's supposed to be CC holding the Lord, actually. There it is. He's dead. Oh my god, that's what I mean. See, you get a stun. It's a good trade. They are getting these stuns. I actually think TNC kind of messed up the bans as well for the second phase. They banned the Khalid. I'm not really sure why. I think they're fine against Khalid. Yeah, they're fine against Khalid. They have anti-heal on Baksha. And then they have vision on Novaria and Selena. And they have good poke. And CC's pretty decent against Khalid, no? Who else did they ban? They also banned Jawhead, I saw. What for? Jawhead? They should have banned, like, mages. Eve would have gave them a hard time, or Farsa. It's just a good thing that Omega didn't go for it. Yeah. Definitely second phase ban. I think could have been changed. But looking at this, it looks like what TNC is waiting for is they need to wait for a stun. And then as soon as they get a stun, or if Baksha combos with Selena, with a Baksha first skill and then Selena stun along the way, they're good to go. But other than that, if they don't hit shit, they're kind of screwed. I think they just need to rely on their poke first. So they need to get Omega low before the teamfight even happens. And the poke meta is so strong right now that, you know, these guys have the Granger. They definitely could have abused that if they picked a different mage. Vexana's poke is not it. I mean, yes, you could poke, but it's not that much. There it is. You're just gonna CC. You become a pickoff, and you couldn't even burst a CC. That was a CC with Oracle and Brute Force, and you couldn't even burst. You're a 203, right? Imagine a different hero. You know what I mean? That was a War Axe Brute Force Oracle CC. Not even Athena's or Radiant. Imagine if they try to do it against Baksha with ulti. They can't. They cannot do it. They're kind of screwed. The only hero that's really good against these guys is the Hayabusa. He's getting him low. He's actually doing his job. But what I didn't like about the early game was he went for the blue buff first rather than helping his teammate. That's all. That's the only thing I didn't like about what Omega did in the early stage. They need to focus more on enabling each other and not rely on 50-50 retry. Because it's not always going to go your way. And as for TNC, here we go. Nice Novaria ulti. Damn. Okay, Novaria is actually enabling like a lot of his teammates. The Irithel ulti, the Baksha second skill, and his Novaria second skill as well. And the Selena stun, right? Enabling a lot of his teammates. Oh my god, he's gonna get... Oh my god, are you screwed? He didn't go for it. He should have, no? Selena was right next to his teammates. He could have definitely gone for the Andoryu. He was gonna be forced to ulti. Right here, Lord JM is supposed to hold the Lord. Yes, yes, you hold the Lord. You hold the Lord. Yes, yes, like that. Yes! Perfect. Yes, finally, they know. Perfect. Oh, you stay right there. You don't have to zone. Go back. Let Baksha zone. It's the opposite way. Yes, right there. Go back. Thank you. Now they're gonna get it. Yeah, this is... They just got zoned. I think if I was Omega there, and I see CC like that without Purify or Flicker, you just have to go for something, right? You're a pickoff. You're a Vexana, you're a Arlot, and you're a Hayabusa with ulti. Just kill the CC. Kill the CC in front of you. Look, it's a Brute Force Oracle CC and an Antique with Fury Hammer. Doesn't even have tough boots. No tough boots. You know, if you don't have tough boots, you're screwed. If you get first killed by Vex, you're not gonna be able to move. Or you get second skill by Badang, you're not gonna be able to move. But I don't know why. I don't know why Chaknu is not making a play here. Like that CC was fronting like almost alone. To be honest with you, because they need this team comp is not a team fight composition. They're a poke team composition. So the more they wait, the more they get screwed. The more Omega waits, the more they get screwed. So I guess my advice to them is just don't be scared to give the XP lane, to kill the XP lane. You don't have to catch Selena. They're gonna be in the back. All three of these guys are gonna be in the back line just waiting for a stun. They're not gonna do shit. So like the only okay, that's good. The only viable target, the easiest target that they could possibly get on a lore dance is the Baksha or the CC. Obviously, Baksha's tanky as hell. CC is not as tanky, so CC's like the easiest target, right? He's gonna have vengeance, but that's what you need to do. Waste his vengeance, get him low so that they can't do the lord, and then the enemy resets, and then you do it all over again. And then once he doesn't have vengeance, you could burst him out. But in this case, they're not willing to like trade something, like trade an engagement for something like that. So other than the draft, the execution could also still be better for Omega. So draft and execution for Omega. As for TNC, same thing. Same thing. I think the second phase draft could have been a little bit better. The second phase ban, I mean. The draft is fine. Second phase ban could have been better. It's just that Omega didn't really punish it. And the execution, the Lord dance. Yeah, Lord JM should be the one holding the Lord, and Zyda is supposed to be the one zoning and kind of scaring them off, and just let Novaria and Farsa poke. And what else? Other than that, TNC's playing this quite well, and they're kind of patient about it. With the Selena, they're just waiting for Selena to poke and Novaria to poke before they even engage. But in the case of their execution, they're having CC poke, which is, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not supposed to happen against a Hayabusa Vexana Badang, and you're letting CC front you like that. In Tagalog words, they would call it like inaaurahan lang. So he's just giving presents, and they're not doing shit about it. You see how Lord JM is now holding the Lord? This is supposed to happen like earlier on. Yeah, this is supposed to happen earlier on. I'm not talking about the turtle fight. I'm talking about the Lord, right? Oh my god. See, they're just poking them down, and before the team fight even happens, they're getting all these kills. They need to make an engagement rather than waiting. And I don't think Omega understands that. So, and because of that, TNC's like having the time of their life, just throwing skills, getting them low, getting stuns in, and yeah, that's they get free objectives. Fredrin would have been really good here as well, but Fredrin doesn't have the same farming potential as Fredrin farms faster than Baksha, but not that much faster. But I think Fredrin would have been a better pick here, to be honest, for the additional crowd control, in my opinion. But it could also be a comfort thing, because Baksha only has one crowd control with the first skill, right? And then after that, he's kind of just tanking and then anti-heal. But in Frederin's case, he has decent amount of crowd control, which TNC lacks. I mean, both jungler definitely works, as you can see. Just depends on how you want to execute it. Okay, Arlott went for an ulti right there. They got a pick off right there. That's what they should have been doing earlier on. Just, as you can see, they bursted him quite easily, right? I mean, it was under tower, I guess. But how many tower shots did he take? Let's see. How many tower shots did CC take? Let's look at it. Okay, he goes for Arlott. One, two. That was only 2 tower shots. I guess it's a big deal, but like, they're able to burst the CC without a tower. Yeah, that just shows like even with his items, they could burst her, but they haven't been doing it. They don't want to make a play. You're Arlott Badang. Oh my god, they're gonna make a play without the Arlott right now. Wait up. What the hell? And why? Huh? I don't know why they made a conceal play, because first of all, the Lord is at 100, and then their lanes are still being pushed. There's still like one wave of super minions. So I don't know why they're making a conceal play. It's not very timely. Oh my god. Yahweh? Damn. Okay, no flicker for Selena and no winter for Selena. Like I said, Hayabusa is supposed to be good against them, so. Anyways. Okay, shadowing in. He's trying to catch someone off guard. He's waiting for his ulti. Well, all Omega could do here is they're kind of in a... Yeah, they're in a dilemma right here, because TNC has super minions on top lane, and now they don't even have to push the top lane, even though they do have a split pusher. They have a CCS split pusher. And even if they have a split pusher, they don't have to push this top lane since it's mega minions, right? And then what TNC needs to do is they just need to put vision like around this area of the map, right here, so that they could do and dance the Lord. So now CC's gonna hold Lord again, unless Baksha has Sky Guardian. If Baksha has Sky Guardian, then he can hold the Lord himself. But it's still better with CC holding the Lord, in my opinion. Right there. Oh, okay, I thought they were gonna get a stun. Lord's gonna be up in 5 seconds. I think CC's gonna flow this wave on top lane, like one wave, and then he's gonna leave it. Probably, yeah, he's gonna flow it one wave. Then he's gonna leave. Okay, he's making sure nobody's gonna gank him. Here we go. They go for a concealed play. Selena sees the Vexana right there. And the traps. The traps are insane, and that's what I meant by that, right? The traps are insane. What a setup from Selena. Okay, they ended up slow pushing the top lane. Perfect. Perfect from Lord JM. Nice Lord dance so far. They're ending up poking. See? They're not poking. Oh my god, they need to make a play. Badang, you need to look for something. You can't. Why is Hayabusa the one front in line? Okay, he has winter again. Damn. He has winter again. Okay, no winter for Selena. They need to make a play. Go in front of him. Get the fucking Baksha. Just go. Yeah. Like that. They should have done that earlier. Badang should have. Just second skill in front of him, I think. And then just poke him down. Because Selena and Novaria were like so far from the tribush. It was their chance. They had a chance to try and come back. I mean, they have no other choice but to pick off, right? But in this case, if you're too scared to make an engagement, they're just gonna poke you down. Right there, get the freaking CC. Oh my god, why is Chaknu not doing shit? He had no vengeance. This guy had no vengeance. The CC was fronting them at the like next to the new bush. It's kind of frustrating seeing this because you drafted for a pickoff and you don't want to engage. And you're just waiting, you're just trying to dodge the skill shots of Selena and Novaria the whole time, and you're just getting poked. I mean, sometimes you need to take a gamble. It's the way that the draft went. So you need to execute with what you're given, right? I mean, there's no coach that's like gonna win in draft every single time. There's no such thing. So with what's given to you and what the game plan is, you need to follow through with it. And I don't think Omega followed through with their game plan. They went for their comfort picks. They went for a pickoff with Vexana, but they don't even want to make an engagement against a freaking who's gonna counter engage them? Other than Novaria ulti and then a Selena stun, which is a single target, by the way. Right? Just go focus the CC or the Baksha to poke him down. You need to poke him down before the Lord even happens. Because if Baksha is super low, right, and then you ended up poking them without the enemies poking you back, then you're gonna have the advantage. But without doing anything, you're just gonna get poked down by Selena or Novaria. So you could pick either gamble for an engagement, or not do anything and just let the enemy win. Pretty much. That's the choices they had. They had two options. Excuse me. But in my opinion, like definitely both teams' draft could have been a little bit better. Yeah. TNC played really well towards mid game to late game, but early game could have been a little bit better. They lost a 50-50 retry, Omega should have set up a little bit better in the early game, especially since Hayabusa was such a good pick in this composition, in my opinion. And what else? Yeah, more on setting up and enabling their teammates instead of trying to farm, right? Try to focus on your teammates to enable each other and then take objectives together. So yeah, that's my conclusion, or that's my summary with this video. But anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think TNC could have done better or what they did really well. And then same thing for Omega, what they could have done better and what they did really well, because the game lasted quite long. And I guess they did do a couple of good things there, especially on a couple of turtle fights. But other than that, like during the lore dances, it was kind of hard. I was not feeling how Omega executed it in the lore dances. But yeah, that's all for today's video. I'll see you guys on the next one.